Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shrimad Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter, Moksha Sannyasa Yogam, Sloka number 49. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Asakta Buddhis Sarvatra Jitatma Vigataspruhaha Naishkarmya Siddhim Paramam Sanyasenadhigacchati. Bhagavan Shri Krishna, while summarizing the entire Bhagavad Gita to the Arjuna, he has spoken in the beginning, that is from 17th shloka up to 25th shloka, Jnana Karma together, and there he emphasized about the Sattvika Jnanam, Rajasika Jnanam and Tamasika Jnanam. After that, Bhagavan explained many more things. The entire purpose of this summarizing the 18th chapter is to talk about the only two subjects, because being the Shastra also talking about the only two things, one is a Karma Yoga and Gnana Yoga, or we can call it as the Karma Kanda or Gnana Kanda. Therefore, Bhagavan also here, but same thing, the Karma Yoga aspect Bhagavan spoken from 41st shloka onwards up to this 49th shloka. So Bhagavan jumping from karma and jnana and then to the karma and to the jnana. Not only here, throughout the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan keep on talking about these two only, but with different words, from different angles. Same way, in this 18th chapter also, Bhagavan talking about the same Karma Yoga, and now after from 50th shloka onwards he is going to come again to the Gnana Yoga. But this expression and here the way of putting it is different from the previous explanations. Therefore, it looks very new to us, very interesting also for listening. Now, in this Karma Yoga topic, the last shloka 49, what Bhagavan said in the last class, just we will recollect that. If you want to qualify yourself for the final stage of the spiritual journey, that is Gnana Yoga, you must have these qualifications. So therefore, Bhagavan says, Asakta Buddhihi. The person should have the detachment. That means whatever things are losable, you should not have the attachment to them. There is anything which we know unlosable, which we don't lose in and around, or about our own body or other bodies, the entire thing which we know, which we have around us, with us, everything is losable. There is nothing unlosable thing here. Therefore, you should not have attachment on those losable things. Before they are leaving and losing you, you should have the capacity to reject them, to keep them in a distance. If you are not doing that, if you have lot of attachment, we know attachment of either possession wise or relation wise, then the person will find a very difficult in later stage when he is losing one by one the near, dear, the things, the body, health, everything is started losing. But if you are able, if you prepared yourself in the beginning itself, I know for certain everything is a losable. This is the understanding. That's why asakta buddhi means not that he is not interested at all in anything. He's always with a castor oil face. He never involved in anything. He never take up any initiative. Not like that. This Gnani, who is already doing now Karma Yoga perfectly, understood what is Karma Yoga. Now he himself understood that I am now eligible for the Gnana Yoga. So that person should have this asakta buddhi. That's why sarvatra there is nothing unlosable here. If at all there is anything that Shastra shows to you, tells to you, you alone, you yourself is the eternal Atma, Chaitanyam. Therefore, now I am not going to bother about any losable things. So I have trained myself enough to keep them away from my mind, not physically outside. Then, naturally, who can do this? Who is having a well control on his mind, Jitatma. And naturally, to practice this, he should have a minimum legitimate desires. Therefore, he is vigata spruhaha. He is not desiring of anything in this world, specially. If at all he desires, in yesterday's Yaksha Prashna class I told, if at all we want to ask this Lord, Ishvara, if you want demand anything, if you want to ask anything, you can have a list of demanding Ashtakam. Swami Chinmayananda has written demand Ashtakam. In English, the words, yes, when you are sitting one-to-one with the Lord, in your puja time, in your meditation time, you ask in the mind wholeheartedly to the Lord, O Lord, provide me these qualities. These qualities. There are so many qualities of a Sthita Prajna, qualities of a Parabhakta, qualities of a Trigunatita Purusha are explained, no? Put all of them list, you will get Satanamavali. Ashtottaram, not only Ashtakam. In Ashtakam maybe maximum 40 you can mention, but Ashtottara Shatanamavali. In that, these are the list. Let me be with a asakta buddhi. My demand is this. And I should have a legitimate desires. Therefore, vigata spruhaha. And I must always have control on my mind, jitatma. If I practice all this, that naishkarmya siddhim paramam siddhim naishkarmya siddhim. Why Bhagavan using here paramam? Because in the previous shlokas, last 3 shlokas, he is mentioning the word siddhi, siddhi, siddhi 2-3 times. That siddhi is only a mental purification achieved because of the karma yoga. But that is not the ultimate siddhi. So Bhagavan is calling that is also a siddhi. That which siddhi prepared you now to enter into the Jnana Yoga, Arahata. Now, after coming to the Jnana Yoga, what is the final, again, Siddhi? This is also an accomplishment. So, first accomplishment is Chitta Shuddhi because of Karma Yoga. Now, here, the highest and final Siddhi accomplishment is Naishkarmya Siddhi. I have given the meaning for this word in the last class. Free from the actions, actionless state, or moksha. So for moksha, this is a synonym word used here, Naishkarmya Siddhi. How it happened, where it happened, physically he is not doing anything, he is all the time sitting like a statue. No, he is not sitting like a statue all the time, but he is very much working in the world with the people, society. Then what is this Naishkarmya Siddhi? This is told in Shankara's Bhashyam. 1 or 2 sentences I will tell you. Nishkriya Brahmatma Sambhodat. I understood because of my Shravanam, Mananam and my Guru's teaching, I am the Brahman. The Brahman is Nishkriyaha, Nirvikaraha, Abhokta, Akarta. This knowledge has taken in my mind. That knowledge taking place in the mind is called Naishkarmya Siddhi. That only we call as the Jivan Mukti. That only we call it as a Parabhakti. That is only we call it as a Moksha. You understood now? So Naishkarmya Siddhi. One more word, same again Bhagavan writes, Nishkriyatma Swarupavasthana Lakshanasya. Because as a Brahman Chaitanyam, I am not doing anything. Because of my nature is Asangaha, Nitya Shuddha Buddha Muktaha. So Nishkriyatma Swarupa Avasthana Lakshanasya. I recognized, I realized I am not doing anything. In that way, if you are intellectually understand thoroughly, then it is called Naishkarmya Siddhi. For that I referred in the last class about the Bhagavan's another statement in the Sloka number in 5th chapter, Sarva Karmani Manasa Sanyasyaste Sukham Vasi Navadvare Pure Dehi Naiva Kuruvanna Karayan. See here, Sarva Karmani Manasa Sanyasya, not externally outside. Manasa, in the mind. That's why Sannyasa is more a mental mental preparation, mental modification and mental status rather than the physical appearance. That's why we generally say Manasika Sannyasa, Antarika Sannyasa we say. And then that person, he attained the Sukham Vashi. And he understood that this Dehi who is staying in this body, which has got 9 gates, Navadvare Pure Dehi. He is not doing anything. Na eva kurvan, na karayan. He is not doing anything. He is not instigating anything to do, anybody to do. He is akarta. This knowledge should be firm in my understanding. That is called Naishkarmya Siddhi. Therefore, there only Bhagavan says in the Gita 5th chapter, everything is happening in the Prakriti. Therefore, I am not doing anything. So, Pashyan, Shrunvan, Sprushan, Jigran, Ashnan, Gachan, that shloka, very often I used to quote, anything which are happening because of the body, mind, intellect complex, I am not doing. This is Naishkaram Siddhi. This is Param Siddhi. After that, anything to attain? Nothing to attain. And how is it possible to attain this? Bhagavan used the word sannyasena. I told last class. Here also the word sannyasena means samyak jnanena. Samyak jnanena. Or sarva karma sannyasena samyak darshanena. By proper understanding through shravana, manana, and now next topic is going to come more elaboratedly, nididhyasanena. So what is the cause of my any sukha or dukkha? I understood now. My inner state of the mind only cause for my sukha and dukkha feeling. Agnat aham dukkha karanam. Not knowing who am I really is the cause for my misery. And gnata aham sukha karanam. If I know what I am really, then that becomes the cause of my happiness, bliss. But the relative sukha dukkhas are only a temporary coming and going. But I am nothing to do with them. So this is the understanding. Now after this, from 50th shloka onwards, Bhagavan up to 55th shloka, exclusively Jnana Yoga topic is more now. He has given just a clue, few things here. Now many more guidelines we are going to see. In Avatarika, Shankara writes that Naishkarma Siddhi which is Bhagavan mentioned now in this 49th shloka, gradually how a person will get. Suddenly it will happen overnight just like that. Okay, today results came, I passed my 12th, now immediately next month, within 1 month or 10 days admission in the college, like that. Now Karma Yoga course is over. I got promoted and I passed. So immediately and Jnana Siddhi will happen, Naishkarma Siddhi will come. No. Again there it takes some time. In a slow process, Kramena. How he will get in a Kramena, that Bhagavan, that topic, that point is going to elaborate here. Let us read the 50th shloka. Siddhim prapto yatha brahma tadhapnoti nibodame samasenaiva kaunteya nishtha jnanasya ya para. Now it is a pratigna shloka. Just Bhagavan introducing now. step by step. Siddhim He Kaunteya Arjuna, I am going to tell you again briefly to you what is that Param Siddhi, the Gnana Nishtha, the culmination. Briefly, you just please listen from me, know from me. Samasena. Samasena means samkshiptam. Briefly. Samasena eva nibodha me. From me, you just know again that Gnana Yoga. Tatha yatha. Here are yatha. Brahma praptihi tatha. How the Brahma prapti or Naishkarma Siddhi Mukti will takes place. That I am going to explain. And that Brahma prapti nishtha, that nishtha word is very important. Many times we keep on say Gnanam and Gnana nishtha. Gnanasya nishtha. Ya para, which is the ultimate, final and culmination. That I am going to tell you. How a person, now he is qualified because of his Chitta Shuddhi Karma Yoga. Then how he gradually now attains that Naishkarmya Siddhi or Gnana Nishtha, which is ultimate or the final, para. That then 51st shloka, Bhagavan says here, very very important shloka. Buddhya vishuddhaya yuktaha dhrutyatmanam niyamya cha shabdadin vishayan styaktva ragadvesho vyudasya cha. Now, before entering to the explanation of this shloka, let us just understand what Bhagavan is going to talk. I am just going to give you a few guidelines like introduction. In Vedanta, when you have entered into the Gnana Marga, there are only three things should be done. One is Shravanam, and second is Mananam. Now the third is Nididhyasanam. Here Bhagavan is talking about that. What is Nididhyasanam? Not by using that word directly, but indirectly. These are the things should be contemplated, meditated, and therefore, what were these three practices actually? Shravanamana Nididhyasanam, Ajnana Nivrityardham Shravanam. What Ajnanam? We don't know in spirituality ABCD also in the beginning. What is that ABCD? That is, we don't know what exactly Jiva and I am. We don't know what is the nature of this world and how it functions and what is the relationship between this Jagat and me, world and me. And we don't know anything about that Lord which we are keep on talking and praising, worshipping, that Ishvara, Ishvara's nature also we don't know exactly. So in three areas which are very important, we never knew. Therefore, we have Ajnanam about all these three. Now, Shravanadvara, Shravanena, for a lengthy period of time, now we will know what is this Panchakoshas and who is this reflected consciousness Jiva living inside, and what is this world is made up of. All this we have discussed since last many years, are in the 17 chapters of the Bhagavad Gita. Then, if that Ajnana Nivrutti gone, but not the basic Ajnana of the ignorance of the self, that is not yet gone. We have got just correct information which I don't know before now. Jiva Jagat Ishvara. Then, after listening from one Acharya for a lengthy period of time, sincerely, consistently, then you must be clear, free from the doubts. Therefore, Sandeha Nivrutyardham Mananam. Reflection on what we heard is called Mananam. What for? To remove all the doubts. Sandeha Nivrutyardham. Therefore, that's why again we'll study which doubts I have got 3 months before, or when we are reading the 15th chapter or 16th chapter. Now those doubts have gone by listening itself, or I myself again recollected, started masticating them. Now I am clear about it, or I will ask the teacher and remove that doubt from my mind once for all. Mananam. After that also happening for a long, lengthy period of time, now the third practice is called Nididhyasanam, which helps to Viparyaya Nivrutyardham. Viparyaya means normal doubts of the Jiva Jagat Ishvara. These are all I now clarified by asking, by knowing again, by studying again, by listening again. But still some old habitual thinking, and there is some kind of subconscious disturbances, deviations and distractions will be there. That is called Viparyaya Jnanam. And those notions, to remove with the root, you need to do the Nididhyasanam. Now you got the point. What for these three? Ajnana Nivrutyardham Shravanam, Sandeha Nivrutyardham Mananam, and Viparyaya Nivrutyardham Nididhyasanam. Now, what is Nididhyasanam exactly? That also we must know before going to see Bhagavan's these descriptions. Because these words Bhagavan which he is using here again looks like which he has already spoken in different places in Sthita Prajna Lakshanas, Parabhakta Lakshanas, and Daivi Sampatti, and like that, many places, that all again Trigunatita, same kind of repetitions only coming. But here, now Bhagavad Gita is getting ending, it is over. Here only that Nididhyasana point we have to understand what it is. So, generally meditation, one word is there, and contemplation, another word is there, but they looks like synonym. People use like that in English language. We also use them like that. But just for the difference's sake, we will say meditation and Nididhyasanam. These two are not same. In what way? Meditation generally, we talk about the Saguna Rupa Ishvara Dhyanam. With a form, my liking God, Goddess, I meditate. So I meditate. That is called Saguna Ishvara Dhyanam meditation. But that is not the ultimate. There you are keeping the Lord separate and outside or somewhere, and Jiva Ishvara, the Bhedam is continued, but that is required in the beginning. Upasana for Chitta Ekagryardham. But after some time, when you started listening to Vedanta, Shravana, Manana, still if you are saying or in the same level of I meditate on Krishna, I meditate on Rama, I meditate on Devi. Doing meditation is nothing wrong, but now your meditation should be what? Nirguna Ishvara Dhyanam. Nirguna Ishvara Dhyanam, if there is no, if you say this is also Dhyanam and that is also Dhyanam, without the form, how can I meditate? Question will come. That's why here we say Nirguna Ishvara Gnanam, and that is called contemplation. I reciproc myself with that Nirguna Ishvara, or Nirguna Ishvara is nothing but the Brahma, that Brahman, and Ishvara is not separate from me. I am not separate from the Ishvara. From the standpoint of Chaitanyam, Atma, me and Ishvara are one and the same. I got this knowledge and understanding from my Guru by a lengthy period of doing Shravanam Mananam. Now, I should not afraid to stop meditating the Saguna Rupa, or if for the sake of the mental, your personal mental entertainment, you can do Saguna Rupa Ishvara Dhyana, nothing wrong. But remember, that won't give you the merging of yourself with the Ishvara. Jiva Ishvara Bhedam never disappear. As long as Jiva Ishvara Bhedam is not disappeared, you are in samsara. You are in duality. Where there is a duality, you are bound to become miserable. And therefore, that is the state of ajnana actually. That jnana is that discovering the one without second, where there is absolutely no difference at all. Ekameva dvitiyam. Therefore, Nididhyasanam is conversion from the Saguna Rupa Ishvara Dhyanam to Saguna Rupa Ishvara, Nirguna Ishvara Gnanam. What is that Gnanam? This is also I will sit and do for some time. Or this Nirguna Ishvara Dhyanam or Gnanam, application of knowledge 24/7. From the morning, as soon as I get up itself, I remind to myself, Mano buddhyahankara chittani naham na cha shrotra jimhe na cha grana netre. Or like this. And throughout the day I remember. And until I go to sleep, I remember while going to sleep also. Again I will take a set of Nididhyasana shlokas. As Shankaracharya wrote in the Viveka Chudamani, very beautiful 10 shlokas. There are many like that. Just for a sample I am telling. The night again you tell all of that and you again be. So wake up as a Brahman, work in this world by remembering as a Brahman and entering into the sleep as a Brahman, and again you will get up. Jati niti kula gotra duragam nama rupa guna doshavarjitam Deshakala Vishayadivartiyad Brahma Tattvamasi Bhavayatmani. So, by knowing the meaning of these are all Nididhyasana shlokas. Now, same way here also, we can take all these words of Bhagavan Lord Krishna are a Nididhyasana shlokas. What I am contemplating here about my own nature, and my nature and nature of Ishvara one and the same. And so this is the Gnanam, this is the Nididhyasana Abhyasa Rupa, Brahmabhyasa Rupa Nididhyasanam. And then Aham Brahmasmi. Now there is no any question of fear or any kind of hesitation. How can I leave now my Saguna Rupa Ishvara Dhyanam? First of all, nobody is not doing Dhyanam much. Maximum they will do little kind of worship. And otherwise, most of the time again, worldly things only, Vyavahara. But if at all you are having that inclination to, oh Lord, my Saguna Rupa Ishvara, my Ishtadevata, thanks a lot. You have now provided me a Guru and listening of Shastra. Through that now I am able to understand where I should stand. I have understood now, I understand where I have to stand. I have to stand like keeping a distance between you and me, or I have to stand under you, in you. That is called surrender. What is surrender? Where I lose, I drop my ego, ahankara, and then I merge myself mentally, intellectually, with clear understanding, accept the totality, the Ishvara, and for me, there is no fear at all, no doubt at all. That state, that practice is called Nididhyasanam. Now you got the clear understanding about both of them. If you understand properly, really, then you never again ask a doubt about whether I have now again continue the Saguna Ishvara Upasana or anything. That is like going back again. After all that only, Shastra says now you have come to this state, now 24/7 it is a preoccupation for you, that Nididhyasana. It has no any specific time. You can keep 10 minutes or 20 minutes, some time of the day, once or twice. You can close the eyes and also do. But much more than a stipulated time and the sittings, you should convert this practice into as an open eye meditation. Throughout, that much grip you must have on this knowledge. If your understanding is clear, then it is not a difficult at all. Okay, by now keeping this understanding, now let us see what Lord says here. Vishuddhaya buddhya yuktaha, number 1. You can continue the number from the 49 itself. There itself is told asakta buddhihi, jitatma, Vigataspruhaha. Now that three, and now again Bhagavan saying here clearly, Vishuddha buddhya, Vishuddhaya buddhya yuktaha. Yuktaha means who is endowed with, who is having a perfect understanding. Perfect understanding can come only when you are sincerely done the Shravanam. In that sincerity, there is no any obsessions in your listening. To listen without any obsession only, we need a utmost Shraddha, Bhakti. So, Yuktaha, Vishuddhaya Buddhya. That means that antakaranam, buddhi means here we can take it as the total antakaranam, our mind and intellect, this. It should have a nishchaya rupa conviction. I should convince myself why I am listening all this. What is the spirituality? Everything is perfectly convinced me, my intellect. So with that perfect conviction and not having any kind of hypocrisy in the mind, half-hearted, with some doubt, suspicion, lack of confidence, lack of faith on it. That's why samshayatma vinashyati, Lord said. That samshaya rahita and suspicion rahita is shuddhi vishuddhaya buddhya. That means that mind is now free from raga, dveshas also. That only we attained now because of our karma yoga practice. If still raga, dveshas are playing a major role in our mind, means still we are not qualified to do the nididhyasanam. Once we are qualified, this final teaching of the Bhagavan Krishna should give a clear understanding and the abidance in the truth. Vishuddhaya buddhya yuktaha or nididhyasana yuktaha, we can say total, because just now that means there is no more any deviation, diversion, doubt, whether I have to do that also, whether I have to listen that also, whether I have to go to there also. This kind of waveringness won't be there. That's why we can say nididhyasana yuktaha. Now for me, this teaching, this Vedantic teaching is the only my aim, my object of worship, even though it is not object, theme of my nididhyasanam. I will call in between meditation also, nothing wrong. Niyamya. Niyamya, that another word. From restraining. Restraining from what? Restraining from the anatma thoughts. Restraining from the worldly thoughts. Why the worldly thoughts are majorly moving in our mind? Because we have given importance to the world. More you give the importance to the world, more they play havoc in your mind. That's why here, niyamya, by controlling, by having restrained, or niyamya from the adharmic way of life and wrong way of thinking, as Bhagavan told few slokas before in this chapter, criticizing mentality, asuya buddhi. I elaborated that word that day in so many angles, asuya. So who is not having asuya means a critical mind, seeing the faults and finding the faults in Shastra, in teacher, even in Bhagavan's teaching. We are that much capable. That is wrong. Without not having that asuya buddhi is called niyamyacha, and this atmanam, that means deha, indriya, mano, buddhi all together atmanam. Okay, atmanam. Atmanam word, Atma word, Jitatma word is used in the 49. I told that Atma word is there. It is only referred to the mind. Here same way Atmana means Deha, Indriya, Mano, Buddhi, all this together should be controlled. Should be controlled. Again, that's why Yama, Niyamas are keep on, Shama, Dama. One way to see this shloka, Bhagavan's instructions are the sadhana chatushtaya sampatti, which we are keep on talking from the beginning of the Vedanta Shravanam. But Bhagavan not using that word sadhana chatushtaya sampatti, but indirectly that is only here. That means, see how important sadhana chatushtaya sampatti in full measure. That person only is now eligible for the nididhyasanam, brahmabhyasa rupa contemplation nididhyasanam. So atmanam. Here we can recollect Bhagavan's words only in the beginning chapters. Vyavasayatmika buddhihi ekeha kuru nandana Bahushakahyanantascha. See, a cultivated minded person, Vyavasayatmika buddhi, he is having a single pointedness and he is able to follow what teacher Shastra teaching, and he is able to grasp and very quickly progress also. But Bahushaka, lot of distractions, lot of wavering, lot of confusions, lot of doubts. Such a person to attain this knowledge and abiding in this knowledge is very difficult. It takes lot of time for him. So therefore, you need that atmanam niyamyacha from all the aspects. My mind is not caught up in anything of in this world. For that, what do you need? Dhritya, dhriti, dhairyena, with utmost courage and commitment, not losing the heart. Things will keep on change. All losable things will become loose first. It shows that you are going to lose them shortly. First they will become loose. Then we lose them. But I know now, therefore I am very confident, courageous, firm, commitment. Commitment to the cause is called dhruti, dhairyena. That's why Upanishads addresses dhiraha. Kaschid dhiraha pratyagatmanamaikshat avritta chakshuhu amrutatvam icchan. Therefore, dhrutya, or we can, with a lot of patience, titiksha, in other words we can say, dhrutya, with this preparation, vishuddha buddhya, atmanam niyamya, dhrutya. Now the next important task, tyaktva vishayan shabdadin. Give up importance to all the shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha, the external worldly things and beings. Vishayan, Shabdadin Vishayan Tektva. That means, first of all, enjoying attitude, mentality. I want to enjoy and the world around with all my senses a lot, and Bhoga Buddhi, you drop it. Then, only for Gnana Nishtha sake, how much I need to keep this body alive and healthy, that much only my involvement in the world. That's why we say it is like a sannyasa way of life. If unless this renunciated type of life, tyage naike amrutatvamana, so how come you can abide in the truth? Is it will come just like that? No. You need to sacrifice, you need to give up. You must have guts to give up. That guts only it's called dhrutya tektva vishayan shabdadin. Okay. Therefore, give it up all the involvements and attachments. Here, see shabdadin. Why we are so much eager to or curious to know about the external outer things? If you watch the mind is so curious to know about somebody, to know about something. All the time it is curious. That curiosity to, I want to know. You want to know Brahman is also a curiosity. But that curiosity will helps you, it won't curse you. But if your curiosity is about the losable, temporary, worldly things, then it is a curse, it crushes you. Therefore, Vishayan Shabdadin, very important, this curiosity. If you sit quietly, you see mind, it is curious about thinking about something, then what agenda you give to it. Very difficult. The mind is always wants to run away, run and jump into many things. If its nature itself is always already it's like that, can you again strengthen it? You want to encourage that? Therefore, stop inquiring about many things in this world. Minimize. We don't want that curiosity about the worldly things. You can have curiosity about inquiring about the Brahma Vidya more and more. To read, curiosity to know what is said here, what the teacher is teaching, what is the essence and the power of the shlokas behind it. That curiosity. So, giving up that curiosity is called Vishayan Shabdadin Tektva, or as we heard already through Brihadaranyaka and many places, Putreshana, Vitteshana, Lokeshana. Any kind of eshana, desire, clingingness, curiosity about all this, that. So when we specially want to sit and do meditation, our mind is getting all that time only unwanted things. Once a bald head person went to a doctor, skin doctor. He asked, please prescribe me, doctor, a medicine for my hair to grow. And that time doctor given the medicine, and he told that when you are applying this medicine, don't think about that chimpanzee who doesn't have the hair on the top of the head in the middle, the black monkey chimpanzee. Then this patient went with that medicine, took it, and next day he started taken to apply. Immediately the chimpanzee thought came into the mind. Hey, what is this? Doctor said if I think about the chimpanzee before applying the medicine won't work. Then somehow he stopped. Next day again he taken that medicine bottle. Again the doctor's words came into the mind, or chimpanzee came into the mind. See, this is what we are very curious. What for the doctor said and what is that story, it is immaterial. But mind, that means any one kind of thought, preoccupation is taken place, the mind throughout the day, hours, days, weeks, months, years, it will keep on remember that. Is it necessary to carry the load? Therefore, learn to give up then and there. So here, Vishayan Tabdadin Tektva, and you also Vyudasya, and one should give up Raga Dveshas also. So now specifically Bhagavan telling, okay, generally I told curiosity, that in other words, it is a combination of the either Raga or Dvesha. If I hate also, I will keep on thinking about it. I am curious about it. Now that fellow is gone or not, again is going to come, or where is he now? Like that curiosity, because I hate, but still curiosity. I like it, then also curiosity. So much to ponder on it. Curiosity, where the mind keep on revel and think about the same theme again and again, which is useless, which is worthless, which is meaningless. Therefore, we must also, one should give up also raga dvesha. I have no any like and any dislike. I have no any comment on anybody, anything in this world. Okay, from the standpoint of the vision of the Ishvara, God, everything is fine here. Everything is fine. Remember, this knowledge is in me, with me. I am applying for my sadhana, not to tell outside to somebody or like that. Vyavahara and this knowledge cannot go together. That means, then why to listen to this knowledge or practice? Yeah, they can go together means knowledge works inside and love and tolerance and patience express outside. Love, tolerance and patience express outside, but this knowledge, if it is working inside, otherwise not. Therefore, raga dvesho. And then Bhagavan proceeding further to the 52nd shloka also, we will start, see a little bit. Vivikta sevi lagvasi yatavakkaya manasaha dhyana yoga paro nityam vairagyam samupashritaha. I told already in the last class, Bhagavan taking many ideas or the words from the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Dhyana Yoga. Some other places also, particularly here. If you see in this shloka, general word meanings I will tell and more we will elaborate it and see later. Vivikta sevi, that means choose to be alone without feeling lonely, secluded place. Vivikta sevi. This only Bhagavan said in the 6th chapter, Ekaki yata chittatma. He will move like a single crow. Ekaki. Nirashira parigraha. Shuchau deshe pratisthapya. Sthiramasana atmanaha. Where? 6th chapter. There, general introductions. When you are choosing to meditate and sit and contemplate that desha sthiti, kala sthiti, sharira sthiti, indriya sthiti, mana, buddhi sthiti also. Altogether some 6 topics divided, and I explained to you in the 6th chapter. Now, Vivikta Sevi and Laghvasi, these two will go together. Laghvas means eating very, very moderately, never overload and overeat. That means to say again, same Bhagavan's words, Yuktahara viharasya, Yuktacheshtasya karmasu, Yuktasvapnavabodhasya, Yogo bhavati dukkha. Like this, Bhagavan going to give, these are all like instructions for us, or these are all the qualifications, qualities of the Sthita Prajna Gnananishtavan, a mumukshu, a jivan mukta, a mukta purusha. So these are all the indicators for us to cultivate, and we must also abide in them. So we'll just conclude here, and other words we will see next class very slowly, very important shlokas. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Hari Om Tat Sat. Narayana. So